Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to start another G.I. Joe Classified series, Heavy Duty. Now, some of you may know Heavy Duty as the Roadblock replacement. Some of you may know Heavy Duty as Roadblock's cousin. He has been integrated permanently as Roadblock's cousin and lore. There's a bunch of comics doing that, as well as animated series and things like that. Even on the file card, I believe it got retconned now. But anyway, I love this figure. I have two gripes. They are minor, but it's something I could easily fix. But it is something that I've also noticed, where I'm going to talk about one of them now, is going to be the neck issue. We see that you can tell that there's an extra rope of plastic that is definitely ruining the articulation here in the neck. And because of that, right, it prevents Heavy Duty from really looking down or looking up. Now, I'm going to change that by modding it out later. It is a video I did doing the Lightning Collection mod. I'm going to really link that in here too, so you can see that as well. The other issue being is that his drop down is a really tight on mine, so I'm going to try to heat it up and change that. But otherwise, I really like what this figure has to offer, and I love the new fists. The closed fists are always a plus for me. I'm glad they're starting to include that. We have our Marauder Slaughter legs. We have the general boot design, but we have the new diaphragm joint up here, which is actually pretty cool. As you can see, we can get a little bit more articulation out of it. As you can see, it doesn't go as deep, but it is really nice to have. The rest of our articulation remains the same. You see we have that butterfly joint. That goes more forwards than it does backwards, right? We can get a T-pose with no problem. We do lose articulation in the head sculpt that I talked about earlier. We do have bicep swivel, and it is pinless. As you can see here, we have our guaranteed articulation from that. But you can see we can still have decent movement, but I am going to mod that neck. Without the drop down, we can still get 90 degrees with no issue. We do have bicep swivel. We do have thigh swivel. We have a beautiful pinless double joint. We have a boot swivel, and we have a generous ankle pivot. So let's see about balancing. Let's see if Heavy Duty can balance with that new diaphragm joint as we do a nice little run pose. Let's see. One day I'm going to do a time-lapse video, and I'm going to see how many poses I can get in 60 seconds from a time-lapse. I would love to do that. If I don't do it soon, somebody remind me, right? So yeah, we can do a nice little run pose. But let's say you didn't really like that run pose. You want a little bit more action to it on the watch side, right? You could do that. Still a little bit more balanced, in case you didn't like that, right? So you have it. That means you can also do wide kicking stances. We all know big dudes usually like kick down doors, or always seem like kicking down doors. That means if you want to do a nice little balance shot, when I mod that neck, we'll be able to get a much deeper cut going forward, and we can do things like this, where we could try to balance out the character to kick in the door. Heavy Duty is definitely what I call Terry Crews coded. He's so 90s, it's like crazy. Like, I love how 90s he is. It makes me want to break out War Machine to show like how 90s-tastic they are. Like, he belongs in a sitcom. As you can see, we can balance him out here as well. So, without further ado, though, we're going to jump into accessories, which two, like I seemingly like left off, is going to be our knives here. So we'll talk about that in a second. Let's get them kind of knocked and propped up. And I'll see you guys in a second when we talk about accessories. All right, so accessory-wise, I'm going to start off with things that actually came on him, but I took off. We're going to get his bandolier. I actually took this off of him. Let me pop the neck off. So we do get a nice little bandolier. And we have that Joe communicator, which this one isn't brightly colored. They actually kept it all black on his bandolier communicator. You will get a bull keychain. A necklace. I don't know why I said keychain. Sorry about that. We pop that head back on. I also like that the hat is flipped upward and it says Shred Head on the back. It has a really nice little touch there. So as you can see, we have a complete to our 90s-tastic look, which again, I love. He's so 90s coded, for real. Then we get our alternative sculpt. You see, we have that high top there. We have the taper fade with the part. More solemn look, but again, very 90s-tastic. Did they give him an earring? Yep, they gave him an earring too. Yep. We are officially in our Bill Bev the DeVoe area. So yeah, you will get a set of trigger hands. These are actually hold items as well as weapons. One is vertical and one is horizontal. Our right hand is going to be vertical. Our left hand is going to be a horizontal peg. Then you will get a headset, earmuffs. You will get a mic. You are going to get a ton of missile and flare effects. We're going to jump into that right now while you'll get that, because this is the heavy duty weapon set. The quad burst invention number 2 D minor. So you have to have Gatling guns, rocket launchers, and Gatling cannons over our gear. It actually opens up right here to fit on the character. So let me see how this opens up, because I know you can take your rocket launchers off and you can actually hold your rocket launchers separate, which is really nice. So I'm assuming you're just going to pop them in legs first. Yep, let's just assume that's the way. I'm going to try to keep that very simple. So through the torso, you'll actually get a peg here on top, because I've never actually put it on. I was too busy just playing with heavy duty. So yeah, just fits right on gear wise. And just, you have your 2 knives, which I talked about earlier. And it just goes right over. So I would recommend you pulling your bandolier down a little bit so it can fit over the chest. Now you have your heavy duty here. You can use your hands to plop in, talk about it, but there's a little empty gap here, and that is for this piece right here. This piece kind of snaps into the undercarriage part. Now you have your full set loadout. It actually looks really, really nice together. It feels like some sort of Exo Squad armor, some Starship Troopers stuff. This is kind of ridiculous to be carrying around, but if you know how to carry it, I mean, nobody's going to really argue with you. This set kind of looks crazy, but it works if you can deal with that kind of heavy level ordnance. You will literally get a ton of missile and blast effects. I believe you get 8 of each. So yeah, as you can see, I still need to take the tape off. So like when you pop it into the rocket launchers, which I'm pretty sure they're supposed to go through the backside of it, you're supposed to be able to add missile effects, because I am not sure. I've only ever shot a rocket launcher once, and it was like an old one. You will also get a Gatling gun round exchange. This, you go into the ammo feed right here, and you can actually push it through, which is actually pretty dope. And you can just give it to one of your Gatling guns. But yeah, heavy duty along with roadblock. I'm gonna have some fun. I'll break those guys out for the size comparison. But as you can see, it's a solid look for this. Like, I thought it would look goofy, but I actually really like how this came out. Like, you can do some, like, you can have him like fight why did I forget his name? Not Scrap Iron. Oh, actually, he would be good against Scrap Iron as well. But you can also have him go up against Heavy Metal. So yeah, the one that Destro's lead guy. So yeah, these two can really duke it out. So again, I really like where this is going. And now I see why they don't really want him looking down, but I would prefer if he had more range. So I'm gonna mod that after this video. Now, I'm gonna find figures to compare size-wise. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, here we now are into the size comparison. Let's start with Doc and Alpine. So we start off with some Joes. So here we are with Alpine. Here we are with Doc. As you can see, these guys are a tad bit smaller than Heavy Duty. He's on a bigger body, so you can see that the height differences do make a difference. And I like that. Everybody's a different size. Doc being the smallest, then is Alpine, then is Heavy Duty. Next up, here we are with Classified Classic Roadblock, or should I say Heavy Artillery Roadblock. As you can see, they are on larger bodies. I do like the fact that the new torso here gives a little bit more of a streamlined look. Works out very well. But I do like that, you know, the cousins are looking good. I love that for them. Now, I'm going to take you, actually, I'm going to keep you there so we can see what it looks like to the Mezco one. So here we are with Mezco Roadblock. And as you can see, he's a little bit smaller, but he does look really good next to these guys. I feel like he should be bigger. I've stated that before, but it works out. Next up, we have a Marvel Legends Luke Cage to show you what it looks like next to some other larger figures. Then we have Jada Toys DJ. in case you want to do your G.I. Joe versus Street Fighter crossovers. That's still one of my favorite crossovers to date from the 90s. The 90s were a wild time, man. I really love that. Here we are with Rollout from Action Force. Then we have a Monster Force Delta Red. So again, we have a lot of nice things we can compare to. Next up, this one is just for fun, because I said they were 90s-tastic. Here we are with War Machine, with the haircut being very similar. I have the hat head on, but you know exactly what I meant. Next up, if we compare larger lines, here we are with Sir Aldrich from Mythic Legions. And as you can see, he's actually up there on par with the Mythic Legions in terms of height, which is really, really nice to see. Last but not least, it's my main man, Ichigo, making an appearance for no real credible reason, but it's fun as hell to do. So yeah, there you have it. All in all, really enjoying the heavy duty figure. I'm gonna mod my neck out. I will put the link in the description. I did it on a Power Rangers, and I've been doing it for all my G.I. Joes that needed the neck mod, and it's worked out in my favor. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for enjoying. Hope you learned something, and if you didn't, well, I hope you still enjoyed. I hope that it was informational. I hope it was formative, that's the word. And I hope that you had a good time wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. So as always, be good to yourself and be good to others. But as always, be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later.